Hey, so it's only 4 more days of this. I've never been happier for an election campaign to be over with. I'm into politics, I follow politics. I like election campaigns generally. I like the excitement, but this one is just, I don't know if it's just gone on for too long now or if it's just getting so negative or crazy. I can't wait for Monday. I can't wait for this to be over with. You- Strange results, whatever they may be, or whatever comes out of it. It looks like it's going to be minority. But I mean, I love election night. Like Monday night is good. I don't book any shows on election night. I don't. I make sure I'm like in front of TV all night. I'm following every riot. I'm gonna be looking, see what around the country. I geek out on stats and stuff like that. In terms of just following the most obscure ridings and places, it's like the Super Bowl for me. But this campaign itself, God, I can't. I mean, okay, yeah, you had the liberals. They're doing their customary because they're starting to worry, right? So they're doing the usual, the panicky. Oh my God, vote for us, or else you're gonna get a conservative majority. And now the conservatives are back to their same old bullshit 2008 nonsense, fomenting this aura of fear and oh my God, a coalition between the Liberals and the NDP is going to be the end of Canadian civilization. And Scheer is just flat out making shit up about a lot of things. But for example, just to go off topic from what's on the screen here right now, he keeps hitting on this decriminalizing drugs thing as in suggesting or based straight out saying that the liberals are going to decriminalize all drugs, which would be a good thing and is what they should actually do, but they're not going to. They're too cowardly. But Scheer's making this out to be the liberals aren't going to do it. Trudeau's been very clear they're not going to do it. He wouldn't say they're not going to do it and then do it. I know he went the other way with electoral reform and they said they were going to do it and they didn't. But again, that's another reason why you shouldn't vote liberal, really, if you want to go down that. Strategic voting, it's not something I've ever done. It's not something I'm not like of I'm not I'm of two minds about it. Like, it's easy to be dismissive and say, don't do it, vote. It depends on your scenario. I think you have to take it on a case by case basis because I can tell you right now, I live in Ottawa Centre. It's a two-horse race between the Liberals and the NDP, right? It's pretty much always like that. But if I lived in a riding where it was a really tight, for example, my parents live in Pierre Poilievre's riding, okay, whatever it's called now, Nepean Carleton, or I don't know. It's a really strange riding. Not to get too Ottawa centric here. Like geographically, it's like a big L, so it's like. Anyway, if I still lived with my parents, there, but for the grace of God, I don't. But if I were living in Metcalfe and I were voting in that riding, I would seriously think I would probably vote Liberal because that riding is in play and there's a good chance Polyev would lose. And my God, if there is one incumbent, if there's one member of parliament I would love to see lose his seat, his or her seat, it is Pierre Poilievre. Oh my God, I will have a spring in my step Tuesday if that fucking guy is unemployed as of Tuesday. I mean, I'm sure he'll find another job very quickly afterwards. What with his 15 years. He's another guy. The whole drama teacher thing and, oh, Justin Trudeau doesn't have the gravitas. He's okay. I mean, forget about Scheer. I just found this out today. It took him 9 years to finish a fucking bachelor's degree. Not saying he's the first person to do that, but Jesus Christ, 9 fucking years for, I guess, being a fake insurance salesperson is, more time consuming, more of a slog than I realized. But Poilievre's another guy, or as they call him out in Metcalfe, Poliver. He's really embarrassed of his French name out there. He just goes by Poliver. This is the only job he's ever had, really. He's been an MP since he was 25 years old. For all this talk about like, oh, he's a career politician. He's a career politician. Anyway, they're doing, and he's at the vanguard of scaring people. He's like the official attack dog for the Ottawa area, for like scaring people about this weedy, mysterious coalition of the communists, being the Liberals and the NDP, and how your taxes will skyrocket and it's going to ruin the country and all this over the top bullshit. And then he comes out with not like, okay, modern convention, whatever the fuck that means Trudeau must quit if he doesn't win the most seats. Like, what a load of shit. There is no modern convention, whatever the fuck he's trying to say there. He's just straight out making shit up now. There's no modern convention suggesting that. And he's also trying to say that if they get the most seats, they should get the first crack at forming government. First of all, who the fuck is going to collaborate with them? Are they going to collaborate? Their only hope is the Bloc. And, I mean, it's political suicide if they line up with the Bloc, especially considering in 2008, all the hysteria they whipped out. But here's the thing about right-wingers. They're such fucking hypocrites. It's do as I say, not as what we did 10 fucking years ago. 10 years ago, they were like, oh my God, the Bloc, because the Bloc was going to be part of, remember the Stéphane Dion stupid video, that they couldn't hire a fucking videographer who knew how to run a camera properly. The coalition was the talk of the, in 2008 between Leighton and Dion and the Bloc. Oh my, the Bloc Québécois was good. The separatists, Bloc Québécois, my God, these separatists, they're gonna like, destroy national unity. But that's their only hope. The Green Party, whatever. They're going to win 5 fucking seats tops. They're not going to represent the balance of power. The only 2 options, and the PPC, they're laughable. Fuck those guys. They'll get 1 or 2. Who fucking cares? The only 2 options for the Conservatives are the Bloc or the NDP. It sure is that the NDP is not going to work with them. The Bloc, if they... So even if they do get the most seats, and I don't think they're going to, Scheer's just going around and saying like, oh, we're going to win majority. They're not. Unless something really fucking weird happens the next 3 days, it's going to be minority government either way. But I don't even think they're going to win the most seats, honestly, the way the trends are going right now. I think the Liberals it'll be Liberals with the most seats and minority. But even if it is the Conservatives, there's nothing in our constitution or electoral system or how our country is governed that suggests that in minority parliament, he who has the most seats, he or she what party has the most seats, automatically gets first crack at forming the government. Again, no one's going to form a fucking government with you anyway. It's a moot point. You're not going to get a majority. And, I think a lot of people in the Conservative Party are probably like, hey, if everything goes according to plan, this fucking dud of a leader will be gone and we'll have somebody who knows, who's much more... Because honestly, the Liberals have handed them this fucking election. Like, how the Conservatives must be like, how in the fuck are we not winning this? How in the fuck are we not going to win a majority? It's because your leader is a fucking dud. That's why. He's not connecting with people. Not in this part of the country anyway. Out west, I mean, you're already going to win every fucking seat in Alberta and most of Saskatchewan, probably. Manitoba's weird. There's like the Conservatives, the NDP, and the ridings. It's weird where it's a 2-horse race between the Conservatives and the NDP. Those ridings are always like there's a lot of ridings in, I guess, Windsor or no, I don't know. Anyway, I'm yammering now. I'm yammering on too much. Anyway, whatever happens on Tuesday, it's going to be interesting times, right? Because if it is a minority, then we'll have to get it all sorted out, and there's probably, the way minority governments go, a pretty good chance that within... Why am I doing this? You guys like speed reading? There's a pretty good chance that the government's not going to last very long, so we'll be doing this all over again, and there'll be electoral fatigue, and people like, we just want a majority government. And I mean that's what happened in 80, right? 79, Joe Clark, his government fell in 6 months because he didn't know how to count. He lost the confidence vote. Yeah, anyway, I'm yammering too much about arcane, civic history of Canadian governance. Next Trevor's Pad, Sunday, November 3rd. It's only 16, 17 days away, 2.5 weeks away. Call the Yuck Yucks. Call the Yuck Yucks, 236-5233 for your tickets. Sunday, November 3rd, 8 p.m. We can talk about the election all night long. I'm off to do a roast tonight, so yeah, I'm going to get roasted.